Everybody's doing something, and everybody has a story.
Join us and a few friends along our journey as we ride ours. Welcome to the What Are We Doing podcast. Yo, what is up, everyone? Hope everyone's having a good week so far. Actually, good morning. I hope you do have a good week. I hope last week went well for you guys, accomplished all your goals and everything like that. So we're going to try to switch things up this week, and what we're going to do is kind of so I'm at a health fair, so the Alpha Fraternity Incorporated Zay Lamb chapter is doing a health fair, so like May's kind of like Health Awareness Month, like touch on mental health, physical health, so we're doing a health fair right now. So it's Saturday, I think it's the 23rd, maybe. Let's see what day it is. It's 25th. Boom, Saturday, May 25th. And we're doing a health center on Linden and Queens. So what I'm going to do is they have various guests coming along to speak about different things on health, whether it's HIV, whether it's blood pressure, whether it's mental health. So I'm going to try to grab these speakers that are doing the presentations and then try to have like quick minutes. So like Hansome's still out. He's doing something with his knee. He'll give us the full wrap of when he actually comes in. So when he's back, we'll get back to normal schedule. So there's going to be a lot of stopping and starting, and I'm going to keep on grabbing. I'm going to make it try to flow as effortlessly as possible. So y'all work with me. I've been rocking me for a while, so let's make it happen. And I will introduce the next guest when they come, or the first guest when they come on. All right, so our first guest we have right now is my line brother, Spring 19 initiate, Luke Ritchie. He's here. He's one of the guest speakers here. He was talking about physical therapy. So he's talking about physical therapy. So Luke, introduce yourself.
So good afternoon, everybody. My name is Luke Ritchie, Spring 2019 initiate of Zay Orlando chapter. Number 7, the jewel of this chapter.
Okay. Let's go.
Occupation wise. So we're here right now at our chapter's Health and Wellness Center at our Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Senior Center, 220-01 Linden Boulevard. I'm here for the purpose of spreading more information about physical therapy. So I'm a physical therapist in outpatient orthopedic and sports at Spear Physical Therapy in Midtown Manhattan off 44th and 6th. And I also work as a per diem physical therapist at NYU Langone in their orthopedics and neuro rehab floor.
Okay, dope. All right, so let's get in a little bit about physical therapy. What's the importance of physical therapy, and how can you use their physical therapy for like general health and things of that nature?
So my main purpose here today is to explain to people that you can actually, the importance of being able to use your body for pain relief. We're in a situation in which a lot of people, because they don't know what physical therapy is, unless if they unfortunately got into like an accident or whether it be a motor vehicle accident or workers' comp, a lot of these people otherwise don't know about physical therapy, I guess otherwise if you're an athlete as well, and end up just popping pain pills, whether it be Vicodin, Oxy, or just something as simple as over-the-counter medication. But people don't realize that you can use your body with the right exercises to get out of pain.
Okay, and you see people using that a lot, like the whole people relating to like pills and things like that when there's no real need to.
Correct. So, yeah, my whole thing is like your body is a lot more capable of what it can do more than people realize. So a lot of times people just start popping pain meds, not realizing you could just use physical exercise to get that same pain relief that you would get taking a Tylenol.
All right, that's dope. I appreciate it. We're not going to take too much of your time because I know you have a little booth out there that you're running and everything like that. So if somebody wants to contact you to find out more information, find out maybe they have some pain or they just more information, where can they find you?
Best bet is if you use social media, go on Instagram. My Instagram is Muscle Milk. Okay. Spelled MUSCL, the number 3 _ milk, MILK. Or you can email me directly at lrichept@gmail.com.
We appreciate you for hopping on. And like I said, guys, we're just flowing through this order. So the next person that speaks, I'm going to try to grab them for like 5 minutes just to explain a little bit about what they're doing as we go through May, like Health Awareness Month. All right, thank you. We appreciate you. And we will see you in a couple minutes.
06.
Bye. I bet. Woo. So we are back again. We're back again with another one of my line brothers. We have Michael Haynes, another Spring 19 initiate, and talk about it. Introduce yourself, where you're from, and everything like that.
So, first of all, Kadeem, thank you for having me here.
Thank you, bro. No problem.
Name is Michael Haynes, Spring 2019 initiate of Zay Lamb chapter of the Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. So, I work as a research project associate at Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center, and I work within the prostate cancer realm. So within my current role, I oversee a lot of the clinical trials associated with prostate cancer, and I am here, fortunate and privileged to be here to be a part of the health fair. To talk about prostate cancer.
Okay.
And especially within the African American community, prostate cancer, the form of prostate cancer that affects African Americans are far more aggressive than our white counterparts. For example, our white counterparts are getting screening at late 50s, early 60s, when in actuality, African Americans should be getting screened in our 40s.
Okay. See, I didn't even know that. So is there like a sign where you said, okay, this is happening, so I should get a screening, or you should just get a screening no matter what?
You shouldn't wait for any signs, especially with prostate cancer. It's not really a fatal form of cancer. So
Okay.
as soon as your 40s hit, you should be getting screened, especially as African American men. So with our prostate cancer, our prostate glands being involved in producing semen, we should be getting screened. So with different forms of screening, we could segue into that as you could get a prostate surface antigen test, a PSA test.
Okay.
Prostate specific antigen test, sorry. Or you could get also a DRE, so a digital rectal exam.
Okay.
So those are two forms of screening. Digital rectal exam, they feel around the prostate to determine like is it hard, a part hard, so they figure out if you have cancer. But the PSA test it's like a blood test, and they figure out the level of PSAs that you have within your blood.
Is any test more better than one test?
The PSA test is the most effective test.
That's the most effective test. Okay, that's cool. All right, so I don't want to take too much of your time. I know you're running the booth out there. I just wanted to get a little bit of information on why you're here, and just especially I know prostate health is a big health, especially in our community and everything like that. So I appreciate you for coming on. Where can people find you if they want to find more information?
For more information, you could contact me, email Mr.MichaelHaynes at gmail.com. If you have any questions, just let me know. Also on Instagram, mr.haynes_. You can DM me with any questions you have in regards to prostate cancer or healthcare in general.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you again.
No problem. Okay, so we're moving through our program right now, and I'm not sure who I'm going to grab next, but I'm going to try to grab at least one or two more people, and then we can just keep on flowing into each other, and then we'll just keep on finding out for more information. All right? I'll see you guys in a minute. Okay, and we are back. Okay, we are sitting now with Elizabeth Madison. And where are you from, Elizabeth?
Okay, hi, how are you? My name is Elizabeth Madison. I am a registered dietitian, nutritionist, and weight loss coach.
Nice.
I have a private practice in Rosedale, New York.
Okay, nice.
Where I specialize in weight management, diabetes, heart health, and emotional eating.
Nice. Okay.
So I love what I do. It is a full-time private practice where I take most insurance plans, and I work with people on just optimizing their health and their wellness.
Nice.
Now, today's topic, which I'm so glad to be here at Alpha Phi Alpha Health and Wellness event.
Thanks for coming.
I love it. I believe in what you guys are doing, and I'm so glad that you're supporting the community with all these amazing vendors.
Yes.
And so my topic today was salads, snacks, and supper. 3 things that can be ruining your health.
Okay, yeah, and I saw you were talking a lot on portion control and touching on things like that. So let us know when you were talking about the portions of controls, especially when you talk about nuts. I know even sitting down, I'll eat 3 of those portions that you were talking about. So let us know the importance of really portioning out your meals and how to set up your meals for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and what you should have on your plate.
Excellent. Okay, so there are a couple ways to do it. The easiest way to do it, if you're not someone who likes to count calories, is to use what's called the plate method. And what the plate method is for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, particularly for lunch and dinner, is that half your plate should be non-starchy veggies. So an example of non-starchy veggies is broccoli, spinach, cabbage, beets, asparagus, artichokes, things like that. And half your plate should be non-starchy veggies, and a quarter of your plate can be starch, whether it's rice, bread, pasta, or starchy vegetables like potatoes and cassava and yuca. And a quarter of your plate should be protein, whether it's animal protein like beef, chicken, turkey, or plant-based proteins like beans.
Okay.
Just by having your plate portioned out like that, you will automatically start doing better with your portion control.
Nice.
Now with the snacks, it's a little different.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, because you can have one snack a day, but like you said, if you're just eating a whole bunch of snacks, a whole bunch of like nuts, for example, you can consume half your calories for the entire day.
Okay, just by one sitting.
Exactly. Okay. And so one of the things you absolutely want to do is really consider how many snacks you need. If the time between breakfast and lunch or lunch and dinner is less than 4 to 5 hours, you don't need a snack.
Okay.
Because the purpose of snacks are to be bridges between meals. So that way you're not arriving at the next meal famished.
Okay.
Because we tend to overeat that way. Now, but if you do have a long period of time between meals, you absolutely should snack. But you need to be portion controlled. So nuts are always tricky.
Okay.
Because a serving size is a quarter cup.
Okay, which is not a lot.
It's about the size of a golf ball.
Okay.
Right, and if you're going to do nuts, honestly, you know how many almonds that is?
Probably like 6 or 7.
You get as much as 15.
Oh, 15. Whoa, doubled it.
Right. So you can inhale 15.
Exactly. And still be hungry like you haven't ate.
Exactly.
At least for me.
No, you're absolutely right, because most people are used to eating like 50.
Of course.
Right?
Handfuls and handfuls.
Exactly, because we're not thinking about it. And one thing about nuts, they're not very filling.
Yes.
You have to eat a lot of them to feel full. All right. So those, you need to be really careful about that. I'd rather you do snacks that are higher in protein and less caloric. So, for example, a Kind granola bar.
Okay.
Or Cascadian Farms organic bars. Or a Greek yogurt like Chobani or Faye. And you can put your nuts in there. All right. You can put a quarter cup of nuts. It makes it kind of go for a little farther. Yeah. An apple with peanut butter. All right, these are protein, carb combos that actually help you feel full and get you to the next meal.
Nice. I love everything you're talking about. The one thing I wanted to touch on, especially with you, because you mentioned inside, a lot of people do touch on like what's actually you're consuming and everything like that. But let's talk about like the mental side of like binge eating or overeating. I think that's a topic that's really never discussed or never talked about. And even for me, I feel like that's a heavy. I don't feel like if you don't get that under control, nothing else is going to matter. So how do you identify you have a problem with whether like the different classifications of overeating and things like that? How do you identify that? How do you fix that? And what's the steps after that?
Excellent. That is what I specialize in.
Perfect.
Actually.
There we go.
I specialize in that. One, because I am an emotional eater. I emotionally ate my way up to 284 pounds.
No way.
Yes, I've struggled with my weight since the age of 7.
What?
And I had chronic medical conditions because of the excess weight. And why? Because I was eating when I was stressed.
Okay.
I was anxious, tired, mentally tired, and physically tired, lonely, bored,
happy,
watching TV, happy because when we're happy we want to celebrate. Right? I mean, this is the weekend. It's like, woo, let's celebrate, right? And so, and only through I took a faith-based approach. I asked God to help me because my willpower was not kicking it. So with God's power, I was able to just pause and start to, over time, learn to understand what was causing me to use food as a coping mechanism, use food as a companion, use food as a friend. And over time, I lost all the weight. I went from a size 22 to a size 6.
Nice. Congrats.
Thank you.
Huge.
Been maintaining my weight loss now for 17 years.
Nice.
And now that's what I specialize in, because before I became a dietitian, I spent 20 years in the field of counseling.
Okay.
Right. And I specialize in substance abuse addiction. So food addiction is no different. You're just using a different substance to cope. So how do you know you're an emotional eater? First thing, you have to, I give people steps. So very quickly, first, I give people a meal plan. Okay. Because if you don't have structure to your day in terms of your meals, it's too easy to convince yourself
100%.
to rationalize, oh, well, I haven't eaten lunch, so I can have a pizza.
Especially if you're on the go, or especially being in New York. In New York, everybody's on the go. Everybody's doing this and doing that. So I know if you don't plan, it's so convenient, especially in the neighborhoods we do. They don't have the best foods in our neighborhoods. Right. So it's so easy to get that $5 full plate of Chinese food or something
straight
like
up.
that. Yep.
Absolutely, straight up. And because it's cheap,
exactly.
Right? And then you go into those fast food restaurants and they had the 4 for $4 and the 5 for $5.
Tell me about it.
And you're like, okay, I can roll with this. It's cheap. It fills me up, and I'm hungry.
Yep.
So having a meal plan is absolutely critical. You need to have a meal plan: breakfast, lunch, and dinner snacks. Doesn't have to be too detailed. Just know I'm going to eat these meals. That's one. 2, you have to learn how to differentiate between physical and emotional hunger. Okay. All right. So, but if you have a meal plan, so let's say I already had my breakfast, had my lunch, had my dinner, and now it's after dinner. Right. Now you're home watching a game, and all of a sudden you want some snacks. But that wasn't on your menu, right? That's a clue that's emotional eating. So emotional eating is point blank eating when you're not hungry. Okay. If you're not hungry, why are you giving your body fuel? Number 2, eating the right foods, but too much of them. Yeah. Okay. You just want to, once you start eating, you don't want to stop. Okay. You just want to continue into that mode. 3, under eating.
Okay.
Okay, people don't realize, people just think it's binge eating, but it's also under eating, because you've heard of people who say, man, I was so upset about something, I was so angry about something, I just lost my appetite.
Of course, yes.
That's emotional eating, because your decision to eat is being driven by an emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then eating when you are looking at your social activities. Let me ask you a question. When you get together with your friends, is it to go for a walk?
It's never to go for a walk.
Right. It's going to go around food.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Everything when we think of something good happening, we reward ourselves with food.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so we have to look at when am I engaged in food?
Uh-huh.
When am I engaged in food? And when you have a meal plan and you keep veering off the meal plan, that's emotional eating.
Okay.
And then the first step is to get support.
Okay.
And I have a weight loss program called the Weight Loss Transformation Warriors, where we focus on emotional eating.
Okay.
I give them tools, which is a whole different discussion. I give them tools to use every day to help them gradually get control of their emotional eating, and we tackle one habit at a time.
Nice.
Because because there are different people use. How do I say this? People have different habits, and they're not ready to give up all the habits.
Okay.
All right.
So do one at a time.
Exactly, because then it doesn't feel overwhelming, because depending on how long you've been an emotional eater, it can take you a while to learn how to manage it. And you don't graduate from it, by the way.
Of course.
You just learn how to manage it.
Exactly. I love everything you're saying. I think the key thing also, to wrap it off, if you need to set goals, you need to have a plan. If you don't have a plan, you're going to plan to fail.
Yes.
And that's kind of where you come into like scoping the plan for somebody that they can
Correct.
follow. So where can somebody follow you or find you so they can contact for more information?
Okay, you can find me everywhere. So,
Nice.
for example, I have a social media presence. You can find me on Facebook, on Instagram. I have a YouTube page that has over 100 videos.
Nice.
I have my own app, the Weight Loss Transformation app. It's a free app that you can download. Lots of free resources there. And you can go to my website, www.weightlosstransformation.com. That's www.weightlosstransformation.com. Or just call my office, 855-958-9958. That's 855-958-9958.
And for your all your social media and all your YouTube is on your website as well?
That is
okay, so
correct.
if they can go to their website, they can find everything they need
Everything.
to. And so say the website one more time for people who's pulling out a pen. They got their pen now and they want to hear it one more time. Go ahead.
www.weightlosstransformation.com. www.weightlosstransformation.com.
Thank you, Elizabeth. We appreciate you for coming out, and it was fun. And we have a lot of people outside, so I'm gonna let you get back to your table, and we'll make it happen. All right?
Excellent. Thank you very much.
No problem. Take care.
Bye now.
Bye. All right, and we are back once again. I am sitting with Yolanda Miller, and she is a mental health expert. Is that the right title, or?
Well, I'm a licensed social worker for the state of New York.
Okay, see, that's a better
I have
title.
some expertise in the area.
Where are your expertise, if you don't mind asking?
Well, I'm a licensed social worker for the state of New York. I have a private practice, which I deal with clients. I also go out and I do community service, and I speak about mental health events. I'm very aware of a lot of things. I also work in the child welfare system, so I know about child abuse, family reunification, and basically trying to keep families together, and the services, medications, and different things like that.
Nice. What areas do you like work in? Where's your area that you actually work in, or your office or anything like that?
Well, as my office, I do private practice, so I do one-on-one. I'm a therapist.
Okay, nice. Okay, that's not bad. And how long have you been doing in this field for?
I've been in the field actually about 25 years.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so when it comes to mental health, what are some signs like mental health? What can you define mental health? Like what is mental health?
Mental health it's a mood disorder, and it really affects how you deal with things, your coping skills, your moods, and it's variations when you talk about mental illness.
Okay, and how does somebody identify that they might have like a mental health? Because I feel like a lot of people who might need it probably don't even realize the symptoms are
right. And that's a good point. I mean, if we were to take, there's different forms. So if we were to take depression.
Yes.
Okay. Everybody suffers from depression.
You think so? That's a fact. Okay.
Everybody suffers from some form. And what I mean by that is there may be events. It may be a job. It may be a loss.
Okay.
So people do suffer from some form of sadness. Okay. Which we could equate to depression. However, when it becomes overbearing.
Yeah.
Particularly over a period of 2 weeks,
2 weeks. That's
About
short.
2
Okay,
weeks,
okay, okay.
About 2 weeks where you're having such difficulty getting out of bed, focusing at your job, at school, your mood, loss of appetite, sense of hopelessness, because then it lingers. At that point, we really need to start talking to someone and dealing with it and figuring out how we can go about it.
Nice. So what's your approach? So I know a lot of people think like, okay, I could probably take these pills or whatever like that, and that can help with my mental health, or I can just speak to somebody. What do you see works more, and which is a long-term fix, maybe what's a short-term fix? Like maybe you have to do both, combine both together. What's your suggestions or from your experience that you have?
Well, for the first thing that you said, I don't recommend that, depending on which way you go.
Okay.
Well, let's talk about self-medication for a minute.
Okay.
Because a lot of people don't want to deal with their mental illness, particularly if you're hearing voices. And again, like we talked about, even the signs of depression. But as things get worse, people self-medicate.
What are some forms of self-medication?
Alcohol,
Okay.
drugs, even prescription medications. Anything that kind of alleviates what you have to deal with at that particular moment is a form of self-medication.
Let's talk about alcohol for a minute. I think that's the most accessible to most people.
Yes.
How do you know when it turns from what if I go have a drink by myself? Like let me grab a beer with lunch. How does that turn from I have a problem to I'm really just grabbing a beer, I'm really just going drinking?
Well, it depends on first of all, like you gave an example, isolation. When you're drinking by yourself or you're just having a drink, that can be a little alarming. Okay. When you're in the social crowds and you recognize it and others around you, especially when others start to perceive like, okay, your levels that you're drinking. Okay. And you yourself a lot of times recognize it, but people drink to be outgoing. Hey, I'm just going to have a drink. Hey, it makes me feel good. Hey, I need to feel part of the group. But it's about recognizing. And how often are you drinking by yourself? I had a client, and that's when he had to have the perception like, oh, my God, every night. I'm getting my buzz on. I'm on the computer. I'm saying, okay, it doesn't mean you're an alcoholic.
Yeah.
But are you abusing that alcohol? What are you drowning out? What is that alcohol drowning out? Why do you feel you need it?
Okay.
And so then it becomes problematic. It's about recognizing, even in the sense of heroin or any forms of drugs that you may be taking, even marijuana.
Yeah.
It's a recreational drug, right? That's what it's supposed to be. And now we're legalizing it for pain. We're going to see how that plans out in the future.
Yep.
But when it becomes a problem, then we really have to deal with it. And you ask long term, what is effective? A combination. If it gets to the point you need a psychiatric assessment, okay? Once you have that and you're diagnosed, the psychiatrist can prescribe you something. And if it comes to that point, you need therapy, you need a psychiatric evaluation, and you need a support group. All of those three things come together is a long-term effective plan for you to deal with your mental illness.
Okay, I love it. And the last thing I want to touch on is the different levels of help that you can get. When should I reach out? When should I call 911 because it got so bad? When should I reach out to somebody like you? When should I plan, okay, let me go see my doctor in a month because he's so busy? What's the different levels of I got to see somebody now, or okay, let me monitor this for a little bit and go from there? And do you recommend, like, say, talking to a friend? Or do you talk to a professional? Like, what's the difference between that?
Oh, that's a lot. Okay,
sorry.
well, it depends on your support system. Your support system is the biggest thing for you. So if your friend is a support system, because sometimes we put our business out there, and it may not necessarily be the best thing because it's how people perceive you, because people don't want to be judged. It's the perception of will they accept me or will they reject me.
Of course.
So we have to utilize our friends, our family, our school systems, our guidance counselors, our social workers when we get to that point. But when we start to recognize that it's impacting our lives to the point where we cannot function, that is a time when, yes, there's psychology today. You can go online like anything else. Go online, look up psychology today, put in your zip code, a whole list of psychiatrists, nurse practitioners, and therapists like myself, will be there, and you can go and find them. And another thing I really need to stress, don't give up, because there have been clients who we don't hit it off. Sometimes you're in control. You're driving that car. You need to find a person who really fits you.
Yes, I've heard that before. Yep.
And then you build a relationship from there, because once you build trust with your therapist, you're more likely to be successful.
I love everything you said. So if people that want to contact you, reach out to you, find out more information, where can they find you?
Okay, you can go on Facebook, Social Works, the number 4 for you. You can also contact me at 631-745-6970.
Say that number one more time for the people who are taking out their pens right now and want to get your name and number and everything. So say that all those stuff one more time.
I'm dancing when I say
all
it.
Right.
631-745-6970.
And you're located in the Queens or like everywhere?
I serve Nassau County, Suffolk County, and the 5 boroughs of New York City. I'm a Queens girl.
Nice. We love it. Thanks for coming on. I know you have a booth that you're running here as well. So I wish you nothing but success. Thanks for coming on, and we appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Take care. Bye. And we are all done. I don't know if that was weird, confusing. I don't know if that you found that interesting, but I hope everybody, all the guests that we have on were like, it was really quick, 5-minute guests. I hope all of them like said something to help you with whatever you're going through, or to give you more information so you can either further your information more out in the web and everything like that. So, I mean, thanks for listening. Hopefully H is back. I'm trying to improvise and I'm trying to, do what I got to do to keep these episodes going. So I think he's good right now. I'm going to give him a call after this episode, and hopefully next week he'll be back and we'll be back on a regular scheduled program. So, I mean, thanks again for listening. You can find me on Instagram at Kadeem Brown. The O in Brown is 0 still, so we're still working on getting that straight. Kadeem Brown. Follow Hansome at Hansome Kelly _ follow us at What Are We Doing Podcast, or What Are We Doing PC on Instagram. And then you can also reach us out at What Are We Doing Podcast at gmail.com. And should I leave you guys with a quote? Do I even have a quote? You see, Hansome always takes care of the quotes. Let me see if I can figure out a quote. And the quote for the day is, never apologize for what you feel. It's like apologizing for being real. Take care, everybody. Bye.